I'm really in pursuit of greatness. I know people don't usually talk like that, but I want to be one of the greats. I'm inspired by the greats. I'm inspired by the greats here tonight. I'm as inspired by Daniel Day-Lewis, Marlon Brando, and Viola Davis as I am by Michael Jordan and Michael Phelps, and I want to be up there.
Listen, I don't want to knock anybody's hustle, but Timothy, that should have stayed in your journal.
And a victory would have been awfully nice, too.
To me, that comes off as a little cocky or brash.
I've always figured that why go to a tournament if you're not going there to try and win.
Yo, what's up, YouTube? It's Keon, aka Keon puts you on, and today we are talking about the curse of passion. Basically, him saying that he wants to be one of the greats at the SAG Awards, and the critiques that came from it. As always, if you like the content, make sure you leave a like and subscribe, and comment what you think down below. But as always, let's get into it. Timothée Chalamet basically went on stage and said that he wants to be like Viola Davis. He's in pursuit of greatness after he won an award for Outstanding Performance by a Male Actor in a Leading Role category, which is a long category name. First of all, I didn't know the category names were this long. I don't really look at SAG. I'm not a huge movie buff. I haven't seen, like, not one movie Timothée Chalamet has been in. I'm going to be honest. I'm a music, art, and fashion type of dude. Okay? Now, I do know Timothée Chalamet be dressing sometimes, occasionally. But in terms of his movies, don't really know him like that, okay? I still need to watch Dune. That's on the list. And maybe we'll watch A Complete Unknown since it's like a Bob Dylan thing. We'll see, man. We'll see what the vibe is. Basically, within the speech of the SAG Awards, he talks about, like, he gives thanks to everybody, and he said it's probably not going to be super popular that I'm going to say this, but he wants to be one of the greats. And he also acknowledges that this is a subjective thing, so that's huge here. That's huge for in terms of the critiques. He said he is inspired by Daniel Day-Lewis, Marlon Brando, Viola Davis, just as he is with Michael Jordan and Michael Phelps. So we can kind of see the athlete comparison that he makes here to say, like, oh, I want to be the top. Viola Davis is like the top. And so initially you're like, okay, yeah, like I can get behind that. You either have that response where you're laid back, or you have the other side, which is like he's being super cocky, which is a take that like some people had. And we'll get into A Social Podcast, which is a group of people I have not heard of. They're on iHeartRadio, but they were the first people that I saw comment negatively on Timothée Chalamet's acceptance speech. And we'll play the clip right here. Specifically, one of them, her name is Melissa Grello. So I'll just put it here.
Listen, I don't want to knock anybody's hustle, but Timothy, that should have stayed in your journal. Inside thoughts. And he just blurted it out, and I just thought to myself, you little brat. Here's the thing with acting. It's not like a sport where you can rack up numbers. You know, oh, I've got so many wins, and I'm the best, and I'm the next Michael Jordan, I'm the next Tiger Woods. It's not like that in art. Art, guess what? Guess who determines if you're great? Your audience, not you. So sit down.
And basically in this, she talks about, like, Timothée Chalamet needing to be humble.
To quote one Kendrick Lamar, be humble.
Him wishing he was them.
He said, like, sort of in the sphere of, like, a Marlon Brando, a Daniel Day-Lewis.
He wishes.
But that's what he was saying. That's what he was saying.
He wants to be in that.
Which is like, yeah, that's what he's saying. Like, he wants to be like them. And basically her critique boils down to he needs to be humble. Like, he's being cocky right now. Which, I'm going to be honest, I don't know if she's clickbaiting. I don't know if she's clout farming, clip farming. I don't know what she's doing. I've never seen this podcast. I never heard of this podcast till this moment. And the rest of the hosts actually seem chill. But Melissa, she's tweaking, bro. Like, I don't know what she's talking about. Talking about he needs to be humble. He was very humble in the sense where he said, like, one, this is subjective. He didn't even say it was, like, an objective thing. And that, like, he has stats to back it up. And, like, this award is 100% verifying that he is this great. He says the opposite.
This doesn't signify that, but it's a little more fuel, it's a little more ammo to keep going. Thank you so much.
And then he says, like, I'm trying to be like these people. I want to be one of the greats. I want to be looked at as one of the greats. For her to critique that, and other people critique that, like, one, he shouldn't have won the award. Which, if you believe that, okay, I can get behind that. It's like, the Grammys get stuff wrong all the time. I can imagine the SAG Awards also get stuff wrong. But that should not take away from his actual speech. Even if he's only won one award, if he's been nominated only once, and he won this award, that should not take away from his speech of him wanting to be great. I think that's super okay. Like, I think it's totally fine to want to be one of the greats. I think if you're pursuing something, you probably should. I do think there is a fine line between cockiness and passionate. I think those are two different lines, and they can merge together, blend together. But I think here, he's strictly passion. Like, he's not saying I am the greatest. He's not like, I don't know, Michael Jordan saying I'm a pop everybody in here, because that would be different. Or, I don't know, saying that he is great. He wasn't even saying that he is great. He was just saying, I strive for greatness. And I think within art, like, and especially within the critiques here, like, I think it's important to identify that, like, if you're doing something at, like, a very high level and you're very passionate about it and, like, you're striving for this thing, I think it's totally okay to say you want to be great. Like, I think that's totally good to say that. And I think if you're a painter or you're, like, a basketball player, like, basketball may have more stats, but at the end of the day, like, greatness can be subjective to an extent. Especially if you're really into basketball, like, you know, the LeBron versus Michael Jordan debates, or if you're in soccer, like the Messi and Ronaldo. And a lot of that you can use numbers and stats, but, like, the argument boils down to, at the end of the day, a subjective type of thing. Like, what is greatness is subjective. If we're talking about the greatest scorer, we might choose Michael Jordan. If we're talking about, like, the greatest actor, maybe you choose, like, Denzel Washington. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are people with crazy levels of accolades and acclaim, and you can use that as a stat. But, like, at the end of the day, like, the way you play the game in basketball or soccer, the way that you act and connect with people in a movie, those things are going to be subjective. Greatness in itself is subjective. You can't really apply that on a number. You know what I'm saying? Unless, like, you're saying the greatest specific thing, then we can get there. It's similar, I think, very similar to, like, rap and hip-hop and music, where you have rappers where the thing is you want to be the greatest. You want to be the greatest writer. You want to be the greatest rapper, the greatest person, the person with the best flow. And I think someone like Kendrick always strived to be the greatest, and even within his diss with Drake, that started because they compared himself to Kendrick. Like, Drake and J. Cole talked about, hey, we're the big three. And Kendrick was like, there's no big three, it's just me. So it's like, again, is he being cocky? Or is he really passionate about his craft and think nobody can touch him? I think he's passionate. I don't even think he's cocky. Like, he's just passionate. And he believes in his skill, and he doesn't think anybody else is touching that. I think that's okay, especially for, like, someone on Kendrick's level. Or even, like, Timothée Chalamet saying that he wants to be the greatest. He's just really starting out in terms of, like, his mainstream success. I think someone said, like, his big blow-up, like, smash movie was, like, in, like, 2017. So, like, we're relatively early to this. Like, it hasn't been a decade or anything. People like Denzel Washington got decades in the game. Samuel L. Jackson got decades in the game. Viola Davis got decades. So I think for him to compare himself to them, it's totally okay that he wants to be there. And I think a lot of these critiques are kind of, like, lacking in that passion type of field, because why are you doing something at this high level every day, dedicating your life to it, and you're not even trying to be the best? I think that is kind of showing how passionate he is, and a lot of people have these beliefs. Melissa Grello even said that he should keep it in his diary, and she's kind of acknowledging that people have these beliefs, like, these are their inside thoughts, and I think it's okay on a big stage to say that this is what he wants. I think it also allows people to take him kind of seriously. Like, he is kind of seen currently as, like, this goofy, like, bro, like, kind of nerdy, loves rap, and, like, kind of nerds out a little bit. And I think it is a way for people to take him serious, and I think that's totally okay. I think it is great to, like, have that type of passion. It made me even a fan of him, and I haven't seen his movies and stuff. Like, now I'm, like, more motivated to see his movies because I realize, like, what he's trying to obtain, what he's striving for. So I won't question, is he putting 100%? Because I can probably safely assume that he is, given his declaration of wanting to be the greatest. So that's all I want to talk about today. Not a super, super long video. I wanted this to be kind of short and sweet. I do have a project that I'm working on coming up that I'm really, really excited about. I interviewed some people for it. So I'm really excited for you guys to see that. Not sure when that'll come out. I'm going to be working on it for, like, the next, like, month, probably. Kind of, like, simultaneous to these kind of video essays. But I have a lot of things planned. I have a lot of things that I want to do. So that's coming up soon. So if you're down for the ride, please check the links in the description. I'm starting up a Patreon, too, and, like, a membership type of YouTube thing for, like, extended cuts, extra videos, things like that, just so if you want to support me, like, buy me a coffee, maybe pay for food, whatever, I would greatly appreciate it. But as always, thank you guys for tuning in. Please check out my other content. I just dropped a video last week as well on Biba Doobie versus Men and that whole drama. So if you're interested in that, definitely click the link. It should be down in the description or to the side on the screen. But as always, I love you guys and appreciate you guys. Peace out. Be smooth.